What's going on, everybody? Chain Gang. Welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2.
Wow.
God, it's been a while.
It's been a little bit. It's been a little.
Here I go.
Why 5 minutes? This hoe.
That's so dumb. He says 15 minutes. 5 minutes should be plenty. So,
Well, if you want to die.
I'm gonna be clear with everyone here. It's been a while.
Has it been?
I've gone through a couple computer changes to the point where Steam doesn't save my game files anymore. So, thankfully, the internet exists,
Yeah.
along with 100% save files of Sonic Adventure 2. So that's where we're at now. Where the fuck is the goddamn emerald? It said air conditioner. We're back to these bullshits. I was so upset to know we were starting here.
Yeah. It made me sad too. It made me sad too.
Because this just isn't a good stage.
Because here's the thing, like, prior to, a lot of people might not know this, we finished recording this. The series was done.
Yeah, this is...
It
was done.
It just, Jay didn't have it in the midst of all these computer changes and lost all the footage.
I've had such shit luck with computers.
To the point where, I don't know if you know this, about a year ago to today would have been when we were recording this the first time.
Yeah, around this area.
It's been a year, almost.
So it's kind of wild then. We're gonna have to restart this stage. So I wanted to bring this up, and I've been waiting to bring this up for a while now. Fucking... People speedrun this game.
Why?
And that on itself wouldn't be an issue. But the issue is they speedrun these stages too.
Which is luck, right? Like,
And I don't know how.
it's different spots
No,
every time. How could you memorize it?
Apparently it's not luck because they're in a different spot every time, but every spot that they're in, the next one is specifically going to be in a specific spot, right?
So if you know the first one, you know the other
So if
two.
you know the first one and you know the patterns, then you can easily go and get the other two.
Good lord.
Like in Yellow Stripes. See, it's speedrunnable. I just don't know why anyone would want to play enough Sonic Adventure 2 to memorize.
Why anyone
where
would want to play
everything
these
is.
stages in particular to memorize them?
For real.
Do you think like each of these stages has a different pattern too, or are all the treasure hunting stages have the same patterns?
I don't know that, right? That's what's interesting is they didn't say that in the video I was watching where it explained it. So I'm just wondering if that's how it is.
That's wild.
Right? What black and yellow stripes
Looking for a Minecraft bee.
by the wall in the corner of A block and B block. Okay. Sweet. So this is A. This is B. Okay. If we were to go back to right over here, we was getting the blinky blink.
Blink 182.
So let's get the yellow. God.
Got.
Let's get the yellow. Shut the fuck up. God. Where's the fucking emerald?
I missed this game's use of loud, obnoxious sound effects in the midst of regular gameplay. It's the best
I missed this
shit.
game's camera.
Beep beep.
I'm not doing this.
Beep,
I'm
beep.
restarting it. I need a good emeralds. Just a good start, please.
I need a good pattern.
this
I'm
camera
a speedrunner.
bullshit.
I'm trying to speedrun this.
Place which is protected by spikes. Okay, I think I know what this is. I say that, but I actually have no idea because I don't play these stages out of my own free will.
Dead end. Wonderful. Great hint.
Yeah, there used to be a time when I would actually play this game for fun. At the end of the A block. Okay, so that's...
We've long past those days.
We really have. So is this all... It's okay, I get it. Sweet. Finally. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now let's find out what this is. The place where you use the most electricity. We going
Okay.
somewhere now. We going somewhere now, boys and girls.
Okay.
C block.
Pretty,
We pimpin'.
pretty good.
What is it at? And the guns robot? See, this is the kind of hint that I want, right?
Obvious shit.
Which gun robot, though? That's the question.
You know, just a gun robot. Oh,
Oh,
yellow.
no.
Okay.
Place where you use the most electricity. No, motherfucker.
Me no like.
So, here's something I'm worried about for this Let's Play.
Yeah.
Imagine someone's watching it all the way through. There's been a year gap for us, but not for them. What if we just start repeating some of the talking points we've already talked about?
See, like, here's the thing. Like, I had a lot of good talking points for the episodes that didn't get published, but now I'm gonna confuse them for the ones that were published, and then say the same shit again.
We talked about. Where's the gun robot?
For example, we talked about 9/11 in the last one, and I could talk about it again.
We did.
Yeah.
No, that episode came out. I'm pretty sure. No.
Wow, Jay, very unethical of you.
I'm like 96% sure the 9/11 episode came out.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Because that was a decent episode. Oh my lord.
Unlike this garbage.
What I'm happy about that has never come out and never will come out is the Twilight Princess Versus episode where Zach and I talk about cocaine.
Oh boy.
And incest, I think was a topic.
That guy. That motherfucker.
Yeah, it's this fucking... This is not the time for my eye to start twitching. Okay.
One more.
Have I mentioned how much I hate this game? Oh, okay.
Several times.
I got you. We're already in the green. Okay.
Several points.
Okay. You can see it, but you can't get it? Yeah.
Well, see, I
It's
have
like
to get it in
quality
order to
this
beat the
game.
level, so that is factually incorrect.
You know, maybe Pro Jared was onto something whenever he said this game was good. It was bad, actually. He fucking shat on
You
it.
did.
That's one of the first Pro Jared videos I ever watched.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Was it you can see it, but you can't get it? What the fuck does that mean?
I like how a year ago that video could have been used in the series as like a valid criticism, and now a year later we're like, I don't know anymore. So it's,
No.
you gotta dig through the thing.
No. It's right there, okay. Okay, that's better than I thought.
How do you get in there?
We're... Oh, right here. Okay, the lasers to pass. Rocket. Now we're good to go. We just gotta somehow get back over that level. I don't hate this game, I just hate the stage. It's bad. It's really bad.
Well, don't worry, Jay. We got another big one coming up that you're gonna really like. That's also on the list of top episodes I'm glad never came out. Is in this series.
It was just
toward the
bad.
end. You'll see when we get to it.
It was just...
But it was
bad.
It was shitty.
Oh yeah, this is the best boss fight in the game, baby.
This is Flying Dog.
I like how this isn't on the same timer.
Right? Can the next game we play together be a good game?
No, we gotta play Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed. If I had the choice between Sonic Adventure... Okay, let me rephrase this. If I had the choice between playing Sonic Adventure 2 all the way through and playing Sonic Unleashed, like if I had a gun to my head and I had to play one of those games to completion, I'm playing Sonic Unleashed.
Fair enough. Isn't that game like twice as long compared to this?
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't have to do treasure hunting shit.
That's true.
It's twice as long if you're lucky. Some of these stages go on way too long. That's great.
Did you say something? Did you cough there? Got a cough?
Yeah, sorry, I got a summer cold going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, last night, me and Cavfro and Denku were recording some Smash Ultimate stuff.
Yeah.
And, I decided to play a Sonic for fun. And for whatever reason, I thought it was a good idea to, while I'm playing this Black Sonic, to nickname him Blonic, and start...
Oh, no.
And start saying kind of, you know, black people things, but in Sonic's voice.
No!
So, I thought it was pretty epic, but, one of the lines I wished I used was, y'all wanna head down to the Krispy Kreme? And I never got to say it. So,
Holy
that's
fuck.
an exclusive to the series.
Motherfucker.
And to be fair, I like
I hate this
Krispy
boss.
Kreme too, but for whatever reason.
Krispy Kreme pretty good.
Yeah.
There we go. Dumbass.
Not bad, huh?
Well, he's like dead, right? This whole thing is gonna explode.
Yeah.
He doesn't live past this.
That's really sad, Aiden. Why would you say that?
Maybe this dumbass will cheer you up.
I've got a small problem. I can't
Did we have to watch the cutscene?
We didn't last time. You skipped all of it.
Oh, really? Okay, I can't remember.
Yeah. You're like, fuck this
Thank the
story.
Lord.
We just skipped it.
It's so bad. If you guys want to hear us talk about the story, I'm sure we can talk about it during the lengthy credits.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, maybe this game does run at 60s. Aiden and I were talking about that earlier. My frame rate's just dropped.
It's 60 when it feels like it wants to do 60.
So here's the thing. This stage is my favorite Shadow stage in the game.
That's wild.
It's really, really, really fun.
It's just a reskin of, what other one? I forgot what it was called.
Green Forest.
Green Forest, yeah. The edgier.
Yo, we actually playing this at a low ass frame rate. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
It's jungle physics are too intense, honestly.
That must be it. Jesus Christ.
All the rain slowing the frame rate down to a crawl.
It actually happens on the GameCube version of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this stage does not work well with that version. So it's the same here, obviously. So this stage is pretty fun when it runs at a proper frame rate. I genuinely don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, this stage is pretty fun. It's the first stage I ever got an A rank on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was pretty tight when it happened. And it's the stage that, like, I would play the most whenever I was younger. I'd pop this motherfucker in, I'll play the shit out of it.
Play White Jungle and dip.
That's about what I did. Seeing this stage in the game. Only real ones know what's going on here. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Damn. That was a close call. I'm just now remembering this music, too.
I dig the music. It kind of dope.
For Shadow specifically, it's like the wild and like edgy 2000 shit.
Oh, for sure. That's my favorite part of this game. This game is super dated, but like, the cool thing is this game could be dated in a way that shit like Shadow the Hedgehog is, where everything about the game is dated.
Right.
Only like 1/6 of this game is really dated, and it's the Shadow stuff, but it's still only about 1/6 of it.
Comparatively, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's not as bad as like the Shadow the Hedgehog stuff. I think that the different, well, I don't know, the Sonic stuff is pretty dated. Like his personality in general, I guess, is kind of dated.
Comparatively.
How you would look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like this, like just the skate punk kid. I'm honestly surprised there's no like there's fucking butt rock in this game, right? Like the fucking the Crush 40 soundtrack. I'm genuinely surprised that there's no like pop punk on this soundtrack.
You would think it'd fit really
Because
well.
yeah, right. Everything around this time was putting out like pop punk on their soundtrack, especially like the Tony Hawk games and everything.
Oh man.
And those came out like right around the same time, so I'm like genuinely surprised that there's not a lot of. We spiked back up to 60, and I wasn't ready for that. So yeah, I was like surprised there's not pop punk. There's some like pop punk leaning shit, but you would expect that for Shadow. But Shadow doesn't get like pop punk or like hard rock. He gets this weird like
kind of techno-ish.
this like this like electronic leading like techno pop. Fucking big with that. Which isn't bad. It kind of fits his character. It's just you just expect like something like harder. At least I would, rather than fucking Depeche Mode.
And here's the thing too, like if Shadow the Hedgehog's like soundtrack was just this kind of stuff, I would not mind. But it's so like just generic ass rock stuff.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
And it's just like, oh god, I can't remember like a single song in Shadow the Hedgehog other than like the main theme and Wastopoulos for playing it like 80,000 times, and that's it. Wow, look at that.
It had to have been the rain dragging that frame rate down. That was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in this game.
I don't remember it doing that the first time. I could be wrong though.
I don't either. And I have a better computer now than I did then, so I'm confused. Yeah, and if it keeps doing it, I'll restart the game.
Too easy for me.
Hey, that's... That blue hedgehog again, of all places. I found you, faker. like her. I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be my friend.
He didn't even finish the line.
Get away this time. There's only
The line didn't even get finished before you fucking...
We're like, alright, cut it off. It's over.
Oh. It's so good to play this game at the appropriate... I will apologize to anyone watching. I don't know what was going on there. That was weird. It must have been hard to watch, but it was hard to get through. Luckily, that stage is short as shit. I don't know what happened there.
You wanna,
I didn't even get to finish my...
you want to explain that
my
boss
sentence.
battle? You want to explain what happened there in that boss battle?
I don't want to, actually. Let's just move on.
Okay.
That boss fight. All the character fights in this game are bad, and I think the ones in Sonic Forces are a bit worse.
Oh, is this the cutscene where he does the thing?
Yeah, do you want to watch
Yeah,
this?
yeah, this one's funny.
I love the CGI rendered cutscenes in this game. Because they probably didn't look too bad in 2002, right?
Oh yeah,
When
yeah.
This game
At
came
the
out.
time, sure.
But now they're just kind of funny.
Like, this is around Mario Sunshine levels, and a lot of the cutscenes in that
Yeah.
game look goofy too.
This game...
There it went.
This might sound stupid. This game changed my fucking life, dude. I would be in school doodling Space Colony art constantly.
It's just a moon
I
with an
fucking
Eggman face
loved
on
this
it.
game.
That's all it is.
I fucking love the shit out of this game. So it's kind of hard for me to, like, to bash it, because this is a game, like, unlike Ocarina of Time. Like, I know Ocarina of Time isn't that great, and I love it mostly because of nostalgia, but I also think Ocarina of Time is a damn good game, right?
Yeah.
This, my only happiness with it is nostalgia. There's nothing else.
Look, he just fucking yeeted the moon.
Why is there a
down.
core? There's no core inside the moon.
It gets hot sometimes, you know? Wow.
And, like, that's not even just residue from fucking... Holy shit.
You want to know the
this
reasoning
game.
behind that cutscene? And probably behind like 9 out of 10 of these cutscenes?
Please.
Someone at the development center thought, this looks cool, and they added it in without thinking about it at all. I guarantee you, like, most of the cutscenes in this game were like, you know, it'd be epic, and then they just put it in without thinking about the story behind
So
it.
the hero side story of this game, and I don't know, we might have touched on this. I'm stepping this way. The hero side story in this game, in my opinion, isn't that bad. And I'm sorry if you're binging this and we've talked about this, but I'll talk about this during this stage. I actually like the hero story in this game.
We're in a car now.
And I think it's because, yeah, for no reason. For no reason.
The moon got blown
This is
up.
the
What do we do now?
definition of-
We put Rouge in a car.
You ever want the definition of padding in a video game? This level. But, like, okay. The hero story, and one of the reasons I think it works, is because there's no unnecessary details or no unnecessary backstory for anything. It's just Sonic and the team save the world. It's fun. They've got some fun there's some fun dialogue. A lot of it's bad, but there's some really fun moments. And there's some genuinely fun, like, set pieces for the characters to go through. And they all work off each other very well. Then you get to the dark side story and find out about this deep, dark conspiracy that Eggman's grandpa had about the Space Colony Arc and Shadows, this evil creature that looks like a weird lizard thing, but he doesn't know if he's actually the weird lizard or if he's the real Shadow.
And then you have the president
Rouge is
involved,
a-
and Rouge is like a
President's
government
involved
agent and shit. Like,
and it's like, what is going on?
they probably thought it sounded cool, and then they made it into it. Like, one thing I
6-year-old me thought it was dope. So
one thing I touched on in the last recording of this was just like, the thing that's interesting about SA2 to me is you go from a lot of Sonic games that have a very simple plot. Sonic Adventure 1, for the most part, is like a standard Sonic plot, but it like has that nature element in it where Chaos is just sort of this kaiju type ass monster who invades, yada yada. Whereas like
Adventure 1's plot's dope.
by the time we get to SA2, it suddenly starts feeling a lot more like a cinematic film a lot of the time, where the purpose is not necessarily to have a good plot, but to get a lot of cool shots and scenarios.
Yeah, for sure.
And like starting from here on out, each Sonic game after this would kind of go into a weird cinematic angle that like is wild for what franchise this is, but it's also like really cool at the same time. I appreciate the effort.
For sure. I think, like, you bring up the kaiju monster for, like, Chaos and 1 makes me kind of realize how kind of, like, And I'm not well versed in Japanese culture and like that kind of shit. But that's like that story is more Japanese oriented, right? Like that feels like more something that would come out of Japan.
Compared to
This feels like just this feels like homegrown American action movie cinema, right?
Like, what if
this
they blew
feels
up
like
the
an American
moon?
action
The
movie?
hedgehogs fought in the
This
jungle.
literally feels like a 2001 action movie. This whole thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you get Sonic Adventure, which feels like this, like movie about nature. It's got this moral to it.
I couldn't tell you
And
what the
then
moral of
this
this
is
shit is. Like,
No, there's no moral. It's just let's blow up the moon. And I think it is true. Yeah, from here on out, especially in games like Unleashed.
in Shadow, especially.
Fucking bruh, Unleashed has an awful story, but that game has some beautiful cutscenes. That game has some really dope shots and everything.
And then weirdly enough, like after Unleashed or whatever, and we really wouldn't get it until Forces again. Like that kind of
Yeah.
Colors era, we kind of went back to just like funny cartoon plots for a while.
I love that personally. I thought that was a great fit for the series. We didn't need any more. Well, you see, this guy is this Gaia, and this little chip dude's name is Light Gaia, and Light Gaia gotta kill Dark Gaia so that you can piece the world back together.
And then Lost World's plot,
Like-
like LOL, we found a hex planet.
Right? Like
Comparatively.
Unleashed basically took the Sonic Adventure 2 formula and fucking like went forward with it, and it works for the most part in Unleashed, which is why a lot of people think that game is the best Sonic story. I don't, but I've seen people claiming that. 06 also does that too.
Yeah,
right?
very cinematic with a lot of shots, for sure.
And 06 looks gorgeous
I think so.
in cutscene wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's great. But But yeah, it's not good. it's not good. I was telling Aiden this, if you actually know how to like, if you know how to abuse the glitches in that game, that shit's one of the best Sonic games. My favorite part is the, welcome back to another good stage in this game.
Daytime Pumpkin Hill, as I like to call it.
It literally is, yeah. That's one thing that you can tell. So I think we talked about this in the Let's Play, but this might have been in one of the Dead recordings. There's a lot of reused content in this game. And some of it's lackluster, like the Eggman and Tails stages. Like, those are quite clearly just reskinned for each character. And then there's cool shit like this. Oh, fuck. Which, instead of, like, feeling like reused content, this feels like you're chasing, you know, the team, right? And it's cool because not very often do we have shared, like, locales between the stories. So it's cool that this is one of them, especially since it's a cool set piece in general.
I'm trying to...
So it's obvious that this was like reused content, but like not in a way that like feels lazy. Like the fact that Mission Street takes place in the same set piece as Radical Highway. Like that's lazy reusing content.
Right.
This is cool because this isn't something that I would think to put Shadow in. So it kind of feels like an out of his depth moment.
I think so.
Now why there's random? Oh fuck. Now why there's random ass rails in the sky is anyone's question. But,
Who put these here and why?
you know those gaming theory videos? Not game theory, but like actual videos that like dive into game lore or whatever. I want to make one that's like, why are there rails in Skyrail? Fucking what? I just clipped through that shit.
There he went.
Why are there rails in Skyrail? Well, it turned out that Knuckles' race actually built them to tie Chaos to the Dark Realm so that he didn't escape again.
Sure. Sure, why not?
But as it turns out...
Okay, so yeah, here's the article I found from the last episode. Throughout its development cycle, Sonic Adventure 2 changed rather dramatically. Early media and interviews with Yuji Naka point to there only being 3 playable characters initially: Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman. After outcry from gamers wondering where certain franchise staple characters were, Tails, Shadow, and Root were revealed to be playable. So all the Tails, Shadow, and Root content was added on later, after the fact, and the game was originally only named Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman.
Maybe I didn't try
And
hard enough.
it kind of makes sense though, because the Knuckles stages, in comparison to the Root stages, are kind of decent. The Shadow stages are the only ones that like work on both, and that's just because that's a really good gameplay style in general.
And now we're fighting you again, because why not? Also, in case you were wondering, this was developed by the U.S. branch of Sonic Team rather than Adventure
It
One.
was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So that's why not only is like the story super Americanized, but like the gameplay itself took a different turn.
that's true. They were saying too that rather than have Adventure One's quote story focus, they were going for a more action focus in this one.
Yeah, Adventure One has a whole ass open world and a fucking. Yeah, that makes sense actually. The more I think about it, the more story focused Adventure One is over this game.
Which is a weird way of wording it, I guess, because you could argue that the story
Yeah.
is way more interesting.
For sure. But like that game actually feels like the story's at the forefront. Meanwhile, this one is just oh no, I hate this so much. This is bad.
I remember you taking
So
a
here's
long
something
time on this fight. I forgot if it was the
Yeah.
Sonic or his Eggman, but
The Sonic version of this fight's pretty fun. This is also the definition. You know, I said that if you want to look up the definition of video game padding, that Rouge level we played is? No, this is a better definition. of
actually,
video
for
game
real,
padding.
this one.
Because this is literally just a Rouge boss. And not even a good one.
Congrats.
This had no reason to be.
So, like, again,
Oh.
think about what just happened here. The moon blew up, Rouge got in a car and followed Tails, and then... Oh, by the way, Eggman, go fight an egg golem in a pyramid. Like,
And by the way, Eggman conveniently has a space shuttle.
because of course he does.
Like, I don't.
Oh! Next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you there.
Thank you all for watching.
Like-
I hope you had an epic time.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Question of the episode. If you could fuck any Sonic Adventure 2 character, who would it be? Personally, I'm fucking...
Omo-chow.
Alright, thank you all for watching. It's been great. We'll see you in the next episode where this is the only stage we're going to play.
Yep.
So...
Bye.